Welcome. Well, most of you know this week we had a kind of a topic to talk around, and it was how are you preparing for 2017? And as I thought about talking with you today, I thought about the three different kinds of people I've run into in my life. And I'm a believer that, well, we want to be successful. What we're all really working for is to be happy. Happiness is the key. We might think a new relationship, a new car, a new home, more money, a better job, a bigger office, whatever it might be, will make us happy. But what I've experienced throughout my business career is there are three kinds of people in the workforce. There are those that just want to get along. They just want to do enough to get their paycheck and go home. They're not encouraged to try and raise their standards by educating themselves each year, trying to keep up with the new technology. They just want to go do their job and go home and not worry about a lot of responsibility. Unfortunately, they might be happy. But with that attitude, what I saw is they also were putting limits on their family. Not only were they putting limits on themselves, but the people that were depending on them to help them found that they weren't quite getting what they would like, but they live with it. The second personality is the workaholic. We all know what that person looks like. You want to talk about a game yesterday, they don't have time. They're busy. They go to work at 7 o'clock in the morning and they go home at 7 o'clock at night. And they complain because the boss just keeps giving them more work. My advice to the workaholics that I've met who allege that it's not their fault, the boss just keeps giving them more work, and I ask them one question: do you get it done? They said, yes, I do. And I said, well, that's why the boss keeps giving you more. You need to tell the boss you're working on this, this, and this, and you can't take on more. And you say, well, maybe they will fire me. Maybe they will. But the question is, who's paying the price for your dedication to the boss in the job, and who's paying attention to your family and their needs? You see, most people get married to spend time together. Most people have children to raise them. The workaholic misses a lot of that because they just don't have time. And they allocate to the, they say, well, you know, we take nice vacations, we have a nice car, we have a nice house, we have all that stuff, but inside that house, there's not a home. The emotion of a home isn't there. You see, I've never minded leaving any house we've ever owned because we always took our home with us. And the workaholic doesn't understand that there's a job which you must be dedicated to and you must work hard at, and you can't get where you want to get to many times if you really got high goals in 40-hour work week. And I appreciate that. What I'm saying is the workaholics I know couldn't stop. Everything was about work. When they got home, they talked about work. When they were out, they talked about work. They just talked about work all the time. And that doesn't make for necessarily a happy household. And the others, the third category, are people who have their life in balance. They've got their spiritual, they've got their personal, they've got their family, they've got their social, they've got everything, their physical. They've got balance in their life. And you know what I've noticed? Is they do pretty well in business, and they also do pretty well with the assets they bring home for their family, the provisions they can make for their family. So the question here is, what kind of person are you going to be in 2017? Are you going to be that person that just goes along to get along, and you're watching the clock so that 5 minutes to 5 you can bolt out, and you get to the office 5 minutes to 8 in the morning so You don't want to be there anymore and you have to, and you just do what you have to and you leave. Nothing wrong with that, but you're denying yourself some real opportunities. Are you going to be the workaholic that just can't get it done? And a lot of the workaholics that I know were workaholics because they were good workers and they got things done. And the boss knew if I give it to them, they'll get it done. But at some point in time, I always say to the workaholics, who do you think is going to be standing over your grave when you die? It'll probably be the very people that you're not paying attention to right now. And of course, the other thing I always say is be careful how you take care of your children, because someday they're going to be trying to make a decision on which rest home to put you in. And if they're not feeling real good, it might not be a pleasant experience for you. Or are you going to be the person that gets your life in balance, that understands that dedication to the job is important, dedication to the family is also important? 2017 is just a few days away. And I hope that many of you are thinking about who's that person I want to be, whether personally or professionally. I have encouraged you before, and I'd encourage you again between now and the end of the year. Sit down and write a 1 or 2 sentence mission statement for your life, for how you want to focus on different aspects of the 7 areas that we discussed on Monday. So I'm looking forward to a great 2017. I'm looking forward to a very Merry Christmas, and I hope that you are too. Have a great day.